Dividing polynomials by monomials. Before we get to dividing, I actually want to look at addition because it helps us understand what the process is for dividing. So imagine I have y over 3 plus 2 over 3. How would we add those together? Well, because each has a common denominator of 3, we just add the numerators, y plus 2, over their common denominator of 3. Well, when you look at this, this is actually a division of a polynomial by a monomial. There's a polynomial, a binomial specifically, y plus 2, over a monomial of 3. So the principle of dividing a polynomial by a monomial is actually going reverse, the other way. It's basically that each term in the numerator has to be divided by the monomial in the denominator. As an example, 15y plus 10 divided by 5. Again, I want to stress that whenever you see a division symbol, we want to get in the habit of just writing it as a fraction. Well, so to divide this polynomial, 15y plus 10, by a monomial of 5, we have to divide each term by 5. So it's 15y over 5 plus 10 over 5, or 3y plus 2. So again, when we do division problems, I always like to write it as a fraction if it isn't that way already. And then, once we have our fraction, now we can split up our fraction into two separate fractions over the same denominator. So again, we have to basically divide each term in the numerator by the denominator. So I have 18x cubed y over negative 3xy and minus 36xy squared over negative 3xy. And now we go to our simplification. Each of these can be divided by negative 3. X on the bottom cancels out with the x on top, y's cancel, and I'm left with 6x squared over negative 1. Now we're going to rewrite this in just a second, but let's continue on. And then I have minus 36 can be divided by 3, so we divide by 3, divide by 3. The x's cancel. One of the y's cancels there. And we're left with, well, 36 divided by 3 is 12 y over negative 1. Because I've divided by 3, it cancels the 3's, but this negative is left here to give us negative 1. Well, this doesn't look nice yet, but it's really easy to simplify. Anything divided by negative 1 just changes the sign. So that's negative 6x squared. 6x squared divided by negative 1, negative 6x squared. Easy enough. Similarly, we can do the same here. We have minus negative 12y, but obviously we'd rather write that as negative 6x squared plus 12y. And so there's our final simplified answer. I've done this in maybe a couple more, an additional step than you might have to do. You are welcome to, if you're confident with your math skills, for instance, simplify this quicker than I did it. But just be careful. Keep track of your negative signs. Don't let them just drift off and get lost. It's really important when we have as many negative signs as we do in some of these problems to very carefully track them and make sure that you're always applying the proper rules with them.